Oh, hi, Nur. Do you love cheese as much as I do?
Yes, I adore cheese. May I have one of these?
And do you know that the homeland of our guest today is famous for 600 types of cheese?
Oh, really? I guess you're talking about Italy.
Yes, our guest today is the Attaché for Commercial and Cultural Affairs at the Embassy of Italy in Kazakhstan, Sara Meneghetti.
Let's get started. Hello, Sara.
Hi,
Welcome
Sara. Nice to meet
our
you.
program.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yes, our program is called Talk and Cook, so we'll be cooking, talking, and yes, having a very nice time together.
Okay, I'm very excited.
Let's go.
It's time to start.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is our kitchen. Welcome again to the program and to the kitchen. Tell us more details about what we're going to cook today.
Okay, thank you for having me. Today we are going to cook parmigiana di melanzane. Which is a very famous Italian dish, and it's not really from my region, but my mum always makes it when I come home from a journey, when I come see her, so it's very dear to my heart. The traditional way to make it is by frying the aubergines, but I don't do it. It's a bit too lengthy of a process, so we're just going to do it a bit of a faster way by baking the aubergines instead.
Ah, great. Okay, so we see aubergines, parmesan.
Yes.
What is this exactly?
That's tomato sauce, and that's mozzarella. Then we have some salt, pepper, garlic, basil, and some olive oil.
It's a pretty simple wrap.
Yes, yes. If I can make it, it's pretty simple.
So what is the first step?
So first step, I'd say we can get started on the sauce, which takes a bit of a longer time. So there's different ways of making the sauce. My mum makes it in a very elaborate way with onions and carrots and stuff. I just make it the fast way by pressing some garlic.
Okay.
And then that releases all the flavors. We'll place it in the pan, add a bit of olive oil.
Is it true that in Italy you can find like 500 different types of pasta?
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's quite accurate, yes. And something that often surprises foreigners is that we don't use any sauce with any type of pasta. Like every pasta has its own sauce, and it's all thought and tried and tested. So some sauces will be much better with some like longer pasta, others with some shorter pasta, like longer spaghetti, shorter, for example, fusilli. It's we're very specific about our pasta and about our food in general, because we feel like we've really tried and tested it through the years.
What about the history of, for example, pasta as the most popular dish?
Yeah, well,
is it really rooted down in the ancient times?
Yes, and I think perhaps spaghetti actually comes from Asia, and it's something that's been...
Yeah, I heard that there's a dispute about who invented it first, China or Italy.
Exactly. And I don't think we necessarily need to compete, because if we look into the history of our cuisine, it's been such a history of cultural influence, and wherever we've traveled, for instance, Venice, it was such an important trade point in history that you could find anything there through the merchants, like spices, different types of food. Or in Sicily, there's a lot of Arab influence in their cooking, which you don't find up north.
Yes.
Regardless of the origins, we've had a great cultural contamination, which I think brings us together as a country.
But is it true that Italians are very proud of their cuisine?
We are, to the point that some people might find us a bit strict. But I think the reason behind is that we do strongly believe that we have tried and tested our food, and it doesn't get any better.
Yes.
And I often have arguments with my colleagues because they don't think I'm very traditional in my cooking. But I say they're narrow-minded, so.
Right.
Okay, so we don't want the garlic to burn, just to flavor the oil. So I think we'll be done in a bit. Let's say just flavor the oil a bit more.
Is it true that you consider adding some ketchup and pasta as a sin?
You see the reaction?
Even for me,
Don't mention it.
No, big no. Or I guess diplomatically, you could put it that you could add some pasta, but ketchup to pasta, but do not call it Italian food.
Yeah,
it's an interpretation that I would not recommend personally. Right, so I guess we can remove the garlic, otherwise it becomes a bit bitter. I guess we can put it because we're going to need that.
Okay.
So now we'll just remove the pan from the heat because we don't want it to to fizzle over. Okay, so we'll add the sauce. I think I think we can add a little bit more.
I think the better advice would be add some tomato sauce instead of the ketchup.
Yes, exactly. I guess the downside of tomato sauce is that it takes longer to prepare because you need to cook it for a while to get rid of the acidity. And so some people even put some sugar in it, but
really?
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary.
Okay.
So I think then we can add some salt. The main idea behind Italian cuisine is that you don't need a lot of ingredients, a lot of spices and stuff. Because if the main ingredients are good, then the dish is bound to come perfectly, more or less.
Yes, tell us more about the traditions, right? I know that you also, as Kazakhs, by the way, value family.
Yes.
Family traditions, you value it a lot. So what really does it mean for Italians, and how it's connected to the cuisine and to eating food, sharing food together?
Yeah, well, I think we have what you're saying is an aspect we have in common in our two cultures. The fact that family isn't just important, it's everything. And it's what I've noticed when I started living abroad, especially in Northern Europe. Some of my friends would say that they would visit their parents for Christmas once or twice a year. And as an Italian, it felt very different because for me, I would call my family every day, multiple times a day, and I would find every chance to visit them. And also the idea that when our grandparents get older, we try and keep them in the home for as long as possible, because they're seen as an extension of ourselves, and we have a responsibility towards them.
Could you please tell us more about your background? How did you start working in Kazakhstan?
So I grew up a little bit around the world. I was born in Italy, then moved to Australia, then moved to London when I was about 8. And then I did my high school in New York, my last year of high school in New York.
Very interesting,
My accent really changed throughout the years. And then after that, I decided to study law in Italy, and I spent about 3 years there, and then did my last 2 years, one in Israel, in Jerusalem, and the other one in Dijon, France. After that, I began working in a law firm in Brussels, and that's when I met people who really inspired me to seek alternatives to a legal career, because I never considered the possibility opportunity of working in foreign affairs, and I always thought if you study law, then you ought to become a judge or prosecutor or a solicitor. And I never thought I could be part of the foreign affairs world. So after that, I began working, studying towards this job, and it took me a while. I ended up continuing working in a law firm in the UK, and then there was a national competition to join the foreign ministry. I passed it, and I started working in Rome, worked there for about 2 years, and then applied for my first posting abroad. Yeah.
So this is your first
It
passing
is,
abroad.
yes, it is.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And it's a huge honor for me to be in Kazakhstan for my first posting, because it will be unforgettable, because it's my first posting, and because it's so different to what I guess most people have as an experience working abroad. I think.
So, what was your first impression?
So as soon as I landed, and I remember, landing and just seeing everything from the plane, I felt a bit anxious because I thought there's nothing. You know that when you land, you see the step, and then all of a sudden you see the city, and you're like, oh, okay, but we really are in the middle of nature. And so I landed, and then just looking around, I felt quite overwhelmed because the architecture is so different to what I'm used to. The language, not understanding anybody. At the beginning, it was overwhelming, but then the more I saw all the different places, like the gorgeous futuristic architecture, the more fascinated I felt.
Oh, really?
And then as soon as I met the people, the hospitality, having children come to me and ask me if they can help me with the bags, like that ancient politeness that I think is being lost in a lot of ways in the world. I sometimes think I don't want to leave here because it's such a beautiful place to live in. The people are so friendly. And to be fair, even the winter wasn't that bad because the houses are so heated. So sign me up,
This is not a problem. Okay. So let's be back to our sauce. What do you have here? Oh.
Okay, so we'll give it a bit of a stir.
Okay,
Maybe
what is the next step?
We'll leave a bit of a space there so it doesn't become too watery. Okay, so next step, I'd say we can start chopping the aubergine.
Okay, great.
Cool.
Here?
I'll show you how to cut the first slice, just so you have an idea of...
Okay, please show me.
Well, I guess... for instance, I'd say let's make it about this thick.
Okay, great.
So
we
can do that.
Let me have the second one.
Okay, cool. I'll pass you a tray.
Yes.
There we go.
And the knife.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, this is a bit large, but I think you can do it.
Okay, I'll manage it. Yes.
Yeah, if you need help, I can try.
So tell us more about your work. Your work is Attaché for Commercial and...
In Cultural Affairs, yes.
So what do you do?
So I'm the head of those two offices, the Cultural and the Commercial Office. And most of the time, well, the work is very diverse. So for instance, with regard to the cultural aspect, when I first arrived, I worked a lot on scholarships. Allocating scholarships to Kazakh and Kyrgyz students. So that was extremely rewarding. And then with regards to trade, we sort of try and support companies, say from Italy, who want to have business with Kazakhstan. And yes, it's really interesting. There's lots of meetings with the other member states of the European Union, and yeah.
What do you love most about your work?
I think just the opportunities it opens, like this one. It's very outward projected, so I can see a lot of things, meet a lot of people outside the office, which I wouldn't otherwise have if I had a more of an inward facing position. I really have the opportunity to get acquainted with the Kazakh culture and events that I really enjoy.
So, did I cut it properly?
Perfectly. Excellent.
Okay.
So, okay, the sauce will need a bit longer to cook because we don't want it to be too watery, otherwise it's not going to hold. Right. So we'll let it simmer a little bit longer. Now we can start grating the cheese. Now we'll grate the Parmesan. Okay, so I'd say we can start on maybe this setting is good. Okay.
So Parmesan is also a very important ingredient, right?
Yes,
in the cuisine.
Exactly, and it has to be of good quality, of course. So, like I said at the beginning, the quality of the prime ingredients is the key for a good meal. Yes, so you don't need to add anything else to add flavor because the ingredients are already flavored enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, tell us what do we have now in our dish?
Let's see. I think the sauce is probably. Oh, by the way, we should add some basil first. Apologies if I'm a bit messy in the kitchen. No, I'm not really a professional, but so we can break some basil leaves.
So it's basically a vegetarian dish.
Yes, and a lot of dishes in Italy are vegetarian, so you don't have to be a meat eater. Like in my family, we're all pretty much vegetarian. We're flexible, we'll have meat occasionally, but we try and eat less meat. Cool.
So we're waiting for our sauce to be cooked.
Okay. So
what is the next step?
So we have to make a layer of the sauce. So I think the portion we have today will be enough for maybe 2-3 people, depending on.
That's perfect.
But in Italian cuisine, if you were cooking for a family, you would have a very big tray with lots of aubergine, but we'll just make it for us 3.
So I guess the next step is we need to bake the cabbages.
Exactly.
Okay. Now we've got here a special.
So we'll try and make them all fit.
Is it like this?
Yeah. First we'll put them like this in case we don't have enough room for all of them.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So how
mine
much
is the
time
bigger one.
is it going to take?
I think maybe around 15 minutes, but we have to check to see when they're nice and golden.
Wonderful dish is being cooked. Let me introduce you with some interesting facts about Italian cuisine. Olive oil is gold. Well, not literally, but it holds a very important place in the Italian cuisine scene. While it might not always be the first ingredient that comes to mind when you envision Italian food, it is sacred. There is such a thing as Italian black gold, and it's known as balsamic vinegar. Modena is the Italian town known as the birthplace of these beloved condiments. Different regions are known for different Italian cuisine. Southern Italy, for example, with its Mediterranean climate, is known for the seafood like sardines and anchovies. It's also known for its heavy use of olive oil, as southern Italy produces most of the country's olive oil. Northern Italy, with its cooler climate, is known for balsamic vinegar, fresh pasta, Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, and ham. These are only 2 examples of how Italian cuisine differs across different regions of the country. Lunch is the most important meal of the day. Il pranzo is the Italian equivalent of the Spanish siesta, in that many Italian people will go home for their lunch hour to have a large, long meal.
So I guess our cabbages are baked and it is time to take them out. Ah, what a smell,
Yes,
actually.
the smell is so delicious.
Yeah. Go.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
Look at our aubergine.
Yes. So hopefully they're all pretty much cooked, but they'll still cook during the process.
Okay, yeah.
So what is the next step?
So we've made the first layer here, and then we can just now work on all the rest of the layer. So we'll take the aubergine, and we can lay it here, just neatly.
Maybe it would be more convenient with this.
Yes, that's a good idea. We'll make like neat layers. Yeah. Now, okay, this will do for now.
Okay.
And we can add some sauce on top of it and then brush it. So, oh no, sorry, this is not the right one. This is it. Can I place it here? Okay. And we'll just make a few layers. So now with the brush, you can start brushing it
Okay.
over. So we have a sense of... See, the sauce isn't very watery. It's somewhat in between
like
liquid
a
and more viscous. That
Kind
way.
of thick, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe we can add a tad more here
Okay.
and on that. See, you're a bit of an artist in the kitchen.
Right.
I actually can draw.
This is an art of making, right?
Yeah, excellent. And now we can add some parmesan. May I just take a spoon?
Of course.
Cool. Well, I guess you can do it with your hands as well, but you know. So we'll just add a bit here, and we go on layer after layer. So my mum makes it really cheesy. Some people make it less. Depends on what you want to.
We love cheese.
I love
know,
cheese.
me
Yes, we
too.
love cheese.
Me too. So you
more
know
the
when you're at the
Be
restaurant.
as cheesy as you want, right?
Yeah. You know, at the restaurant when the waiter says, "Oh, just tell me when to stop pouring the parmesan," and don't stop.
going.
Keep
Keep
going.
going.
Exactly. So we'll add little bits of mozzarella, perhaps.
We need to make
just
it smaller. Right?
Yeah, it's up to you. There's no rules, or maybe there are, but I'm not aware of them. Yeah, that's it. I think we want the rest for later. Then we can add more layers. See, now it's not as hot as it was before, so they're easier to manage.
And then more sauce.
Yes. But you see, one of the things I like the most about this dish is that it combines a wide variety of flavors, because you have the bitterness of the aubergine. It's not too bitter, but I would say it's quite bitter. And then you have the juiciness of the mozzarella and the cheese. And then you've got the delicious flavor of tomato sauce. So that's also why it can be quite hard to find a wine that can give value to all these different flavors, because it's not just one type, like it's a sweet dish, it's a savory dish. And that's part of what I was saying earlier, that you have to train yourself to understand what tastes good and how to pair it with what, be able to identify the different types of flavors that come with it. Perfect.
Now it's time for cheese again.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, it looks lovely. Good job, guys.
Yes.
It is.
It already looks lovely.
There we go. Yep, excellent.
Ah, perfect. So I guess our dish is ready and done. So it is time to take it out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully it turned
So-
out well.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It smells good, doesn't it?
It smells good and it looks good.
Thank you.
It looks perfect. Look at this.
Yummy. Okay.
So, as a last touch, we can add a basil leaf. You know, you can add one for each portion.
The smell, the flavor, yes.
Yes, looks nice and it smells delicious.
Okay, now we are ready to taste our wonderful dish, I guess. So let's get started.
Now the best part of the show is beginning.
Yes, I
Fast.
hope it will be all right.
Long
It's
awaited.
always better the next day.
Oh, look at the cheese.
I love that it's very cheesy.
Yeah.
Sarah, what do you think about your
I
own
think it
dish?
turned out all right. I hope it's okay.
Yeah.
I think it turned out perfect.
Good.
Too
It is
kind.
very, very good.
Your mom should be proud of you, really, yes.
Thank you. I hope I don't get exiled when I go back home.
No, we did everything right. Yes, we kept all the procedures.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not the traditional way. We didn't fry it, but you can eat it
yeah.
without worrying about how, you know, eating too much oil and stuff. So it's a guilt-free dish, and then it will taste so much better tomorrow.
Yeah, so we can keep it for sure for the day. Second.
It's a 10 out of 10, actually.
Oh, thank you. You guys are too kind. And thank you for making this tea. It's lovely. It's one of my favorite things about Kazakhstan, or the variety of teas.
And by the way, while we're talking about tea,
Yes.
let me also present you with our the most popular national dish. So we call them baursaks. This is very interesting baursaks, really, because they have a cheese inside. And you can mix it with the sour cream, which is sweet.
Okay.
So it will go well with a tea or coffee.
Excellent. Can I
Please
just
give it a
dip in
try.
with my hand?
Yes,
Of course.
with your hand. Yes. Blend it into the sour cream and taste it.
Oh, it looks delicious.
Yeah.
Guys, this is 10 out of 10.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So this is cheese inside.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe I'll try one. So,
What do you think, Doreen, about the inside of the baursak? I think it's a very interesting decision, right?
it's interesting decision. It's quite unexpected, but it goes well. Really
Yeah,
well.
definitely.
Yes.
For all the cheese lovers, especially.
For all the cheese lovers, yeah.
And what's the name of this cheese?
It's just ordinary cheese. We call it
Yes.
erimshik.
Erimshik in
Kazakh,
Kazakh.
yes.
No, it's a great idea.
Yes.
So, Ainur, what is your final thoughts on the dish that we cooked today?
I really loved it. And we did a great job together, a great teamwork.
Yes. Thank you
I
for.
think, yes, all Italians should be happy with the results we get today. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys
So,
for
thank you very
having me.
much.
Yes.
And we've got even one more present for you.
Oh.
So this is for you. These are our present for you. It's
Oh wow,
Sweets.
guys, this looks amazing.
Yes.
Yes.
basically it's
Oh, thank you.
with chocolate.
Okay.
And on the inside you can find zhent. Zhent is actually ground and roasted millet mixed with sugar.
Wow.
Yes, it's very traditional ingredient.
And
Very
I
Kazakh.
love all the decorations on top. I really
Yes.
look forward to trying it.
And you can always
Thank you.
share it with your friends, family members. Yes, that would be a good idea.
Absolutely,
actually.
yeah.
Yes.
Since I'm going to Italy soon, I'll save a couple for them in Kazakh chocolate.
Yes.
Thank you guys, appreciate
Sarah,
it.
Yes,
thank
for
you
taking
very much
part.
for being a wonderful guest.
Thank you.
And that's it for today. All the episodes of the Talk and Cook show you can find on our website, Silkway TV channel, so stay tuned and see you later.